You're going to hear the dog panting. It's a warm day here in Oklahoma. We are just a few days shy of first day of spring, but we're going to have late spring, early summer type weather. It's supposed to get up in the mid 80s today, which our camping trip less than 2 weeks ago, mid 20s. So, welcome to Oklahoma. We have received a piece of walnut that we will get our stock out of, that we're going to replace. I think I'm going to go ahead and work on both the stock and the splinter forend, or the forend. I told you that I thought that I was going to get 8/4. What I wound up actually getting, 12/4, which I'm going to have to resaw down. It's too thick. So I don't have to be sitting there trying to reduce, or I could run it through a planer, I guess, but I don't know that I want to do that. So we have all of the pieces degreased. We have everything cleaned up. I'm ready to start putting it into a derusting solution. Let me move this. What I'm trying to do on this particular piece of wood is I want to take advantage of that really straight grain at the wrist, or there below the knot, and there's where the splinter forend will come from. But I think that straight grain will help strengthen it. So let me set this down out of the way. Okay, on the receiver, I noticed that the area that the stock fits in against is actually angled almost like a dovetail. And you might be able to see it in this view. And that holds those two separate pieces of wood from wanting to expand out like that. So that's a little, something I didn't notice earlier, but that's a little complex joinery, so to speak. But we can do it. You may notice that in the inside of the receiver, once it's got all the gunk cleaned out of it, you can still see some color case hardening in there, which I think is pretty cool. Don't know what the outside looked like. I don't know if it was color case hardened as well. It may have just been those wear surfaces or bearing surfaces, but it's ready to go into the derusting solution. I don't know what else to call it. Let's just rust remover. That's what we call it. It's I saw another YouTuber use this to derust a similar type firearm, so I went with it. And that's also the degreasing solution that I used to clean all the parts up. It is compatible with it. So what we're going to do, we have a vat. It's a tote. We're going to soak our small parts in. A little container here, our small parts that needed in there. The receiver is probably going to go in this larger one. Now the barrel, I'm going to have to do a little fabrication for a tank. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of PVC pipe with a reducer. I haven't glued this up yet. I've got a piece of PVC pipe that the barrel will fit down into. Okay, when we get to the locking lugs, it won't fit, but what we'll do is we will attach this reducer. Then this will go in like that. Like that. I don't need the full length, and then I will cut this off to the length of the barrel and put an end cap on that will seal it. That will greatly reduce the amount of solution that I need. Now the good thing about the solution, it says it's reusable. Now I don't know when it signals that it's, it's had enough, but we can at least, we may not be able to do the, I don't know volume wise, whether we've got enough to fill this tank, this one, and this one with solution in order to get it all going at the same time. So we have to kind of do it in stages. But we've got that, and as I said, the extractor did come in. Let me show you. Now, I've already started just some preliminary reduction of it to see how that was going to go. Just a file works wonderfully on it. I talked to a gunsmith at a single action shooting event this weekend that I was observing. You may see something on that too. I said, can you do this? And he said, yeah, I can do it. And I said, well, I may want you to do it just because I don't want to go at it with a Dremel. And he goes, well, I'll be honest with you, that's how I would do it. Because it's so small, it's not worth putting in a milling machine. So you can see maybe the brightness here on this part of the extractor. I started going at it with a round file. It takes it down. This surface right here is going to need to be thin because it won't go all the way down. The kind of the tricky part might be the little lip on the extractor, but I did find a grinding stone with almost the exact same radius as a 410 shell. Almost exact, so I can use to take that down. And then I can clean it up with a diamond tip to get into the and keep it. And I could also do it with a cutting wheel if I wanted to, but that will keep that fairly crisp. I don't know how crisp it actually needs to be in order to catch that shell and pull it out like that. Let it focus just a little bit. So we'll do that. I put the extractor in with the spring and the under locking lug, and I didn't pin it, but it does work. That spring is robust, so it's kind of hard to push in, and that's maybe why that wore so bad, is it just had so much pressure on it. But anyway, as I said, things are progressing slowly because I also have other things to do. But we're going to get on it. I think one of the first things I'm going to do is, once again, get the solution in the tanks or the receptacles, get them going, and that way I can get that barrel cleaned up and the metal parts cleaned up. There are some parts that won't be put in the solution, the springs, the internal pins, just stuff like that doesn't need to have the rust removed from, because I've got it cleaned up good enough. And set them aside, let them kind of, I don't know, not start right back in on them. But then we may, get the wood resawn, start, kind of approaching how we want to get it fitted. One of the things that doesn't concern me, but obviously it's going to be require a little diligence on, and that is that dovetail slant on the, and you can kind of see it on the wood there. It's got a little, you can see the slant to it. We can do that. It's just going to be slow and meticulous. And then the through bolt, I think once I get it marked, you fitted to the receiver, get a good mark on it, and then drill it. Where it comes out on the end of the stock is not as important as replicating it exactly, just getting the angle right. I believe it's a 3/8 inch hole, piece of cake. I got some long thin bolts to get them started. Excuse me while I step out of camera. I said I got some long bolts. I've got some long drill bits. I bought these for another project. Projects. I haven't used them yet. Actually, it's an 1/8 inch, so it will you know, make a small pilot hole, make sure it comes out where we want it, and then we can get it going to the right spot. So, oh, firing pin springs. Talked to the same gunsmith, and I'd asked him about firing pin springs, and he said, and he told me where to go. And I think it was actually the same place I bought the extractor from, but I was able to also just go to the hardware store and find 2 compression springs. One that appears to be a little too beefy, but it looks like the perfect size. The other looks a little enlarged. It may just be because the wires aren't as big, it just may look bigger. I can't really tell, but putting them up against each other, excuse me, but putting them up against each other, it's hard to tell. But they'd have to be cut. And he kind of advised me against cutting it. I think that if I do cut, I think that the side that has the flat end would work best against the shoulder of the firing pin. The cut side would then work best captured inside the receiver itself. I don't think it can't go anywhere. So I think that might be my solution. And actually, with a piece of wire, I was able to even remove a small fragment of that firing pin spring. It's going to be, I mean, the length of it is going to be less than 1/4 inch. It's going to be tiny. So, you know, I might be able to find one. I don't know. And I don't want to pay $12 in shipping for another tiny part that costs literally less than $1 to probably ship. Those 2 springs right there at the hardware store, 60 cents a piece. So I figured I can lose on that, or I can, you know, it's no loss if it doesn't work, other than just having to disassemble that particular part. It was easy. Drive 1 pin out, pop it out, good to go. Okay, I've rambled for long enough. 13 minutes just on this. So we'll keep you up to date. Like I say, got some other stuff working. Other activities I plan to possibly dip my toe into. That's all I need is more activities. But it might make great content, or it might not. So anyway, thank you. The lab thanks you. You can hear her. I don't know if you can see her or not. Say hello to the camera, Ruby. Yeah, what a good girl. All right, that's enough.